But you never did tell now exactly how Wainwright got started. Now, Wainwright was there when you moved there. Now, was Wainwright always there?
There wasn't no road there when she
moved.
moved.
You was a child, Mom.
Wainwright started after we come there.
There wasn't no railroad there when they moved in up there. Grandfather.
I guess we'd been there 2 or 3 years when Dad and them moved up there.
Well, did you see the railroad built?
No, I didn't, but they
It was built when you got there.
They were just, now when we went down south of Wainwright, it wasn't built.
I see. They're building it.
They were building it then. Because when me and Dad first come over in there to rent that place, we lived over in Cherokee Nation then. And he'd heard that he could rent a place if he'd come over to Wainwright there and see old Bill Wainwright himself in the bank. So he's the one who rented us this place down there, and then he rented this place up north down too.
And Bill Wainwright had the bank. Was this the old stone building? Had he had it built then?
Yeah, that's it. He's in that stone building.
It was built then, that stone building, you think?
When we lived over in the east side of town there, that's before I got married too. No, that was after we got married. That guy tried to rob the bank, wasn't it? Hey, we were sitting there one day, come in noon, and we were sitting out on the porch talking, and seen a guy coming down the railroad from up where we used to live up there, and coming on down there by the old gin, you know, where a horse could run up in front of the bank down there, and that old Drew was there then, and old Ralph Martin, but what was that? Lawrence Martin. Wasn't he the one that was crippled?
Yeah, but don't think he was there then, but he was in there later.
Well, anyhow, they'd close the bank up, you know, and go to noon, lunch hour. It was right at lunch hour there when this happened. Well, this old boy, he just run up to that bank door, he just throw his bridle reins down on horses then, you know. I noticed these cowboys on these TVs, they always wrap their reins around the old hitching post, you know. Well, we never thought of that. We just throw them down. And the horses stay there till you come back and wouldn't drag them off. And so he threw his reins down, run up to that door, and he yanked on the door a time or two, and he couldn't get in, and just turned around now, and that showed how crazy he was, you see. Turned around, just shot right straight up there, right in Main Street, and jumped on that horse, and away he went back, you know, just like he come. Hard as it could run. Old Jerry, he was law then, Jerry Hammonds. He just got on his old car and went out 2 or 3 miles east of town there and went right to his house. And I don't know if the boys was there, and I ain't seen him.
Oh, goodness sake.
Says I haven't seen him. Greg, you're going to have yours built now like he did. Get that there. Don't set it on your... And his mother said, no, he's not here. I haven't seen him. I don't know where he's at. So Jerry said, well, now he just come in here just now. And she said, no, he didn't. I haven't seen him. So Jerry said, well, I'm going to go in there and look at him. He went right on in there. He was in the back room. He still had his old flour sack in his pocket and everything. Jerry took his gun and brought him on town. I know we all went down there and seen him, and he was sitting in the courtroom there, you know, and he was hard looker. It's an old boy, old farm boy. Not like old John Foster from him. That's the way he's robbed that bank over there.
Well, when did you say that now that they laid out Wainwright actually made a town out of it, too? When was all this land movement?
Well, that excitement took place, I'd say, after that's about the time we was down south there. Because I know Jerry went to work in there on a lot of them buildings. And I know that we went to work down there, and Jerry would go up there and work. He built the elevator there. He's the one who built that old elevator. About that time, they started that old brick plant down there. And right down the railroad track there, south of town. And so that's when they built all them buildings. And people just coming in there from everywhere. Why, that kind of pretty near a solid street one time. Just pretty near solid. Now you see the old hotels about to fall down. And
well, how big was this brick plant? I mean, what did it look like? See, I never did see any buildings.
oh, it was a great big outfit.
Why did they tear the buildings down? You ever figured that out?
Well, they mostly blowed away. Got scattered around everywhere after they quit it. See, they dug that hole. You remember them big holes they dug back in the day?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that was a brick. They made brick
I
out of
mean,
it.
they must have had some brick houses to dry these things.
Oh,
didn't
yeah,
they?
they had the kilns all out there.
That's what I say.
Some nearly out the road, and they had
The
little
old
railings.
one brick plants held up real good. Now, what happened to Wainwright?
I don't know why it didn't. I don't know what happened. Well, just when they quit building, they quit making brick.
Well, didn't they build their houses out of brick themselves?
Yeah,
Their
well,
own?
did, sure.
Do you think they just tore them down for the brick and hauled them away?
Well, you know that big old building I tore down there, don't you? The old store building. That's the way they went. They hauled them out here.
Just went in there after they stopped making bricks. They went in there and tore the
You
building
see, I
down.
bought that, and for the taxes, give $65 for that building.
Yeah.
And I was the only one that had money enough to buy it with around there, I guess. And then they got madder than a wet hen at me because I went and bought it. They wanted the taxes paid on it, see? Well, I got a tax receipt for it, you see. Went right to the office and bought it. And they couldn't, one thing they could do about it. An old hand come down there and say, that's the, he says, I don't know, I'd have bought that building if I known they was going to give it away. I said, well, you have the same doggone show I did. I said, I don't see why you didn't buy it. And 2 or 3 others, old Claude Arbogast, he just rared it. And I said, you doggone birds ain't about to get on me or ain't going to stop me. I said, I've done got that thing paid for. They've got my money and I've got their receipt. Bill of sale to this building. And they was going to try to stop me. Moved it out of there. They went to town, but they didn't do no good in town. They told me they couldn't do that.
Well, when did they put the running water in Wainwright? When did they build the lake then?
They put that in the year, I guess. That is water tower. You remember the old water tower, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, you know, when they first put that thing up, you know, it fell. And somebody come down there and do something to it. I don't know what they're doing.
Was it almost complete?
It was complete.
I can't imagine.
Full of water.
What could break the thing down?
Well, the thing fell down like killed 2 men. I mean, it washed them plumb into that pond down there. When it went down that way, and doggone, there they was, and just went from there down. And it busted wide open, you see, and that water just went everywhere. And right into the pond, they drug whoever it was. I wasn't there then. Me and Mother, that's when we were down the sawmill camp down there, and when we got back, while they was telling us all about it, you know, and they just, now they lived over it. Some of them men got in there and drug him out of the pond. He drowned in there.
Who laid all the pipe? Who paid for all this? Did you find out?
Well, is that some kind of water company they had in there? I don't know what it was. And they had a gas lines all over town there one time, you know.
Yeah. Well, somebody sure was doing some work, I'll tell you.
That old Strayhorn, he finally took over, you see, and he got a lease on a gas well out there somewhere. Out in that field out southwest there, I think is where that comes from. No, I guess he was on that gas in the north of that. When they got that Boynton field out there. You see, me and Mother come back from the sawmill camp.
What was that, about 1911 or something other?
12, I guess it was. When we come back from there, there's a guy come along there, and well, there used to be some Youngs there. Their name was Young. But he was a drilling contractor. They had some tools. Well, they was drilling well down the Hitchity. And they got after me to go down there and pump water for them, you know, give me 2.5 a day. And all I had to do was walk about 2 miles down the river and kick a little old pump off. And then whenever I'd fill their water tank get down so low, big old 500-barrel tank, and they'd come out there with a hammer. I'd listen for them. You know, they'd peck on the, when I heard them pecking on that line, well, I'd just shut the pump down, come home, walk back home. We boarded the crew down there. We made good money down there. I was making the 2.5 a day, and we was making that much off of them anyhow. We call that good money for it. Sure. $9 a day, good money. But I still took our old cow with us, and we moved from there. We went from there when they got the well drilled. They paid me then to stay there quite a while and watch the tools, you see. See if nobody didn't call any of them off. We had 2 tents. So then I took these tents after they moved out then, and took these tents, and I moved to, never will forget that one rig there either. There's no man after they got well drilled and got a dry hole. Why, he come back down there, and the old man Young did, and wanted me to climb up that rig. Said, I'll give you $2.50 to go up there and take that dead line off. The dead line just hangs over the crown block, you know, and it's an endless line. It's like a loop over there, and then you hang your hook in there, and that's what you put your pipe over. Well, he said, I'll give you $2.50 to go up there and take that down. Said, you ever climb a rig? And I said, no, I never climbed one, but I said, I can climb it. He said, well, go on up there then. Said, you can climb it. Said, I'll give you $2.50 to take it down, and you're that old man. After I got up there and got it started over, you got to start working. You can't lift them. Start working them, and after you get them so far, they'll fall on over, you know. Well, he come and tell me, now, watch out, and I could just hear him hollering all the time I was up there, you know. And he got me about half scared, you know. He says, boy, he says, don't get where that'll catch you. He said, it'll kill you if it does. So it'll just jerk you off there. And I said, it ain't gonna catch me. And talking to him, you know, and he just kept telling me, you know, be careful now, and I don't take no chances. And just talking to me all the time, and pretty soon I got it so it went slipping a little, you know, and I got a good hold, got to where it couldn't get a hold of me. So I just gave it a quick jerk, and he just went over the crown, pulling down through there, and I thought I'd try to rig down and try to fight anything. It scared me half to death. Before it got down, it just looked like just taking all the girts out as it went. So we moved in from there to, we had a milk cow there, and I'd try to keep feed there, and the niggers' cows are running outside, and I'd try to keep them run away from there. One morning I was out there milking, one evening, out there milking, and doggone the old cows, they just run up and ram their head in that feed trough. And I got me a rock, and I took after them cattle, and one was running a circle around me trying to get back to the old cow, and I cut down on that thing. And I missed this leg next to me, and I went right in there and broke that leg just square into that old cow, just fell down there. And I thought, well, what's going to happen now? And I went up there and told them niggers that there's a cow down there, the leg broke, and they never asked no question. They just come down there and killed that cow and dressed her out. And oh, she wasn't fat either, but they just they had them some meat right then. It scared me half to death. I thought, well, I'm going to jail. She won't anything now. I'll never get out of it. So we moved from then to Morris, having a big oil boom in there, out in northeast of Morris there. And so we went in there and we put our tents up on a lot. Walled them up and everything good, you know. Of course, we had all of our lumber with us.
Who was this now? Who's this, you think?
That was me and Mother.
Well, it was some of the other gang. Who
Well,
was
Jim Hobbs and Bertha, they had done moved in there from Wainwright.
Alfie was a baby.
Alfie was a baby
Alfie
then.
was a baby then.
Yeah, and so we, I got a job there. That fella had rheumatism. That's the first guy I ever seen have to quit work with rheumatism. Boy, his poor fingers was just knotted up like that, you know, and just got growed up on him. A young man, too. And he begged me to take his team of horses. He had a team of horses nobody hardly could work. His good team, too, a fine team, and he had good harness and good wagon, had everything he needed. And I think, well, that was going them horses, I can work them. And so, he wanted to know what I'd done, whether I could work a team like that or not. And I said, yeah, I can work the doggone things. And so I went out there for 2.5 a day, and I went to working. Oh, sometimes I'd put in 18 hours in a day for that 2.5, So we stayed there a while, and then I got a job out in the oil field, and when I did, well, we just took our tents and moved out there on the lease. And Mother went to boarding some men. And so we done pretty good there, and that is outfit was we didn't have cell then, did we?
After the day, we went out there over here because.
So no, we left there in when the shutdown come, that was in 1913, wasn't it? No, it was later than that.
Oh no, it's later now. The outfit wasn't born until.
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyhow, we that's right. I got that.
But we wasn't out there over here till the oil field shut down.
And just all at once, people, there's this little town out there, and people just walking off with what they had, and just going. You could see them going every direction, moving out of there. There wasn't a thing.
What was it? Just a bust? The field just didn't make it on.
No, they had lots of oil. But heck, the companies quit buying.
I reckon the oil just dropped down so cheap they couldn't.
They just wouldn't buy.
Support.
Nobody could sell a barrel of oil, and only oil they'd put in the pump line is where a well is flowing, and just going out to waste. You see, where they had taken from the pipeline. Then they didn't pay them anything for it hardly. They just wouldn't pay them. And so everybody went, and we went. We got in there an old horse and buggy. We had a horse. No, we got shortage horse and buggy, didn't we? Yeah. No, I had a horse then, didn't I?
I think we had a horse and buggy then.
Yeah, and I moved back to Wainwright, and so I got back to Wainwright then again. Got in a little old house. There wasn't no trouble to rent a house. Just get one wherever you got it. Found one empty. Just go see what it was, and they let you have it. So I rented a house and got in my buggy and drove up to where about a mile out east of town where them Indians lived out there. And Cumberland, he was a farming that out there. And old John Barrett, he'd shut the water well drill down to get Luther and old John to help him thrash. Well, he had his grain stacked. As hot as heck. It was right in July, and old John Barrett, he wouldn't do nothing but drill. And so he come to see me sitting out there in the buggy. I just drove up. I hadn't been there 5 minutes. Old John, he said, "Come on, John, you'll have to get on that stack." And old John says, "I ain't about to get on that stack." Well, he come right on over to the buggy. He says, "All right then." Just like that, boy. When he said anything, you better do it. He said, "All right then, all right, if you don't want up there, you don't have to get up there." I come over where I was at, and he says, "You want to work?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Tie that horse up and get up on that stack." And I was working that quick. And that's all long as I worked. And I went to work for him, and then I went over to old John Barrett. What he was doing, he was baling hay right at that time. I didn't have well drill. He was baling hay right at that time, and old John, all he'd do is stand there and watch the doggone the engine run, and put gasoline in when he the little engine sitting up in front there, and had a new hay baler. So old Cumbridge talking to me. I went out and went to work in the hay field next morning and run that engine like old John was, And so Cumbridge, I told Cumbridge one day, I got tired, he had a nigger and a white man feeding the baler. Put in a fork full of peas. And this old nigger, he could monkey around there and get such a fork full, he'd throw it up in there, and that thing would just choke everything down there with, and throw the baler off, and there he was. And so I seen what he was doing, and I just bawled the heck out of him, and tell him he couldn't do that. Well, that's what he wanted. He could go off and sit down out there by the water keg, let's got it cleaned up. So I went over there, and I told Cumbridge, I said, one morning there, I said, "Cap," I said, "why can't I said, I need all the money I can get." I said, "He pay me $1.50 a day, just stand out there." I said, "Why not put a table on that thing and let me feed it?" And I said, "I'll do it." He said, "Well, how much you want?" And I said, "Well, I'll charge you another $1 a day. That'll be 2.5. And that's good wages." And I said, "I'll take 2.5 a day, and I'll feed the thing, and I'll guarantee you we'll get some more hay through there." And he said, "Oh, you can't do that, can you?" And I said, "Yes, I can." He says, well, all right. He said, what do you want me to do? I said, I want you to get lumber and bring out there, and I'll make it. And then I'll put it up there, and I'll do the feeding and blocking that thing. And I said, we'll get some hay out. And I said, if you don't like it, well, we'll just tie it off, and I won't charge you anything. And he says, okay. So I went out there, and I had to run 3 or 4 days, and he come out there, a time or two, and he'd kind of whistle. He's always whistling. Turn around and whistle a while, and pretty soon got on the old horse and beat it for town. And he told, I asked him one night, I said, well, what are you going to do? You going to leave that on there? You going to take it off? What do you want? He said, boy, leave it right on there. And so I got 2.5 a day out of that then. And when hay bale was over, well, we went to the oil field then. I got a job out in the oil field.
Where was this at?
That is in Boyne, out there in northeast Boyne. And so what I was trying to tell you, the other skinning job I had over there, well, I drove that team for a long time, and then we got a job out in the oil field, and I quit the team and keep selling when I went out. Did I got that old team? They was dandy horses, they young horses too, and they're big horses. And I got them till they just pull anything. When I first went out, them old skinners, they said, well, don't bring them out of us. Don't bring that crappy outfit out of us. Said we won't work them. We don't want them in our gang at all. And after I was out there a while, they was all hollering at me to load up and go with them. But I just got my bluff in on them horses till they just get down there and hang to it when I told them.
This field northeast of Boynton, and that's where Selman was born.
Yeah, Junior too.
Junior also.
No, Selman was born over there, Mother, were in that house over East Wayne right there.
Yeah.
Right where Althea was, same house.
Mm-hmm.
The house we was talking about across from the church house on over there.
Mm-hmm. Side of the hill.
Yeah.
There was a sort of little creek. Did it
Yeah,
ever run water
Yeah,
down
pretty
through
good.
there?
Oh, yeah.
There's a bridge across it. Don't you remember the little bridge?
I remember something.
Oh, it farmed way up in there, the other side of where we used to live, way up on north of town there. Way up there off that meadow.
Was there gas and water over there or not? Did he get over there or not? The gas for the houses and the running water.
Oh yeah, they got gas over there. They didn't get no water. Seen Clyde there one time. They had a gas leak in the line, and it just kind of settled around on the ground. There wasn't much wind; it wouldn't blow off anywhere. He took one of his little cap guns and went up there. He barefooted, snapped that thing in there, and boy, that thing just blew him iron a kite around there. Singed his legs, his face. Yeah, little old blaze wasn't much more than that high after it got burnt down. You see, heck, his bank wrapped around there.
Where did they get to with the running water? Right to the church right there?
Well, they probably went down to that hotel. Yeah, it's down there. There used to be a water hydrant down there. I remember it. Used to be one there by the church, too.
Don't touch it. Don't do that.
Greg.
Well, now, how about Julian's store? Did they ever get running water there, you think, or not?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they did have, but then after the lines all.
Well, I mean, they did. How many years do you think they had running water in that place?
Yeah, they must have had running water in there 10 years, anyhow, or longer. Yes, too, it's just a nice little town. Of course, they never did have it modern and anything like that.
No, but I mean, they actually had running water.
Yeah,
They could go out and get
water
themselves a
for
bucket of water.
For fires and everything,
Yeah, I remember the little first house they had.
They had plenty of pressure, too.
Well, that's sure something that they is able to do all that. I can just barely remember the running water at the house.
Well, I can tell you.
You remember that?
Huh?
Do you remember the running water at the old house at Wainwright?
Oh, yeah.
The only one I can remember, there was a faucet. There was a faucet
Out back, wasn't it?
out back there by the grapevine somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's the only one I can remember. And it must have been right
Now,
about the
they
same
plugged
time
others up, somewhere out there.
that they, and I can remember about at the same time that Jerry was running the old engine down in the engine room below the
Yeah.
tower.
Yeah.
Now that must have been when she's ready to shut down.
He was their waterman, wasn't he?
I just can't remember any more than that. So they had to shut it down.
He'd go down there and pump that full of water, and then they'd.
Now I don't imagine I could have been much over 4 years old. I don't suppose then, because I'd remember much more as if it had water after that.
Oh yeah.
So that must have been about the last year. About 4 years old. Well, that'd make it about. If I was 4 and I'd born 21, that'd be 25 when they had water. Maybe the last of the water. Maybe 25.
Well, you see, I'd done and worked for the. Now, when you was born there, why, we come back. Well, I was still working. Where'd I go from there? I went.
Well, you said now you're
I worked about 8.
oil field northeast of Boynton now. How long was you out
Well,
there?
I worked there and drove a team for Bill Mitchell for a while. A couple of horses pulling wells and rods and stuff like that. Well, then, once they hired me away from him, you see, and put me in the roustabout gang, and worked in that a while, and then finally one time old man Taylor come to me and he said, I want you, he said, he had six clean-out strings. He said, I want you and Jimmy Condon. He called me up to office one night. He said, I want you and Jimmy Condon. That's another driller they had, a clean-out man. He says, I want you to go with Jimmy Condon and work 30 days, 1 month. And then he said, I'm going to give Jimmy a string of tools and you a string. So you learn all you can in that time, and all I'd ever done is drill on water wells, you know, and I told him so. He said, well, I want you to go out there with Jimmy and run, and like that, paid me $135 a month for that, I think it was. I was getting rich then, you see. I thought that was awful. And so I worked there, and when he gave me the string of tools, he says, I'll give you $150 a month when I give you a string of tools and start you out. Well, then, you see, I just went from that to drilling. War, that was 17, I think 16 or 17, I guess, I went out there. And the war come up, you see, and I went right to drilling. And when I went to drilling, why the heck, they was paying me $10 a day for that. And then they jumped me up to $12, you see. No, they finally got me up to $14 a day for 12 hours. We were working 12 hours, though. We worked 12 hours on them, too.
Well, did they have kind of an inflation set in right along then about then in the wartime? Was that it?
What?
Kind of inflation? Money got cheap again, did it? What do you think went on there?
Well, let's see.
I mean, that $14 wasn't like it was back when you was getting 2.5. I mean, you wasn't getting about 6 times as much here now, was you? You know what I mean?
Well, I was drilling, you see. I was drilling then. They always paid drillers a lot more than they did.
Was the time still about like it was? You
labor,
getting about 2.5, and you thought you were doing pretty good or not?
Oh yeah, heck yeah. But
now this wasn't when that sugar was $1 a pound and all that stuff, was it?
No, well that is through the. That is in time of war when it's high.
Well, wasn't this during the war that you drilled?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't buy that $1 sugar at this time.
But I didn't think too much. I was way ahead. Oh yeah, we began to get better money then. You see, come on up till that depression hit. You see, and when that hit, boy, we was living Boynton then. You see, you ought to pretty near remember that, hadn't you?
Oh yeah, I was born in 21, so 8 years old anyhow.
That's 29 when it hit.
Oh yeah, I remember all that.
Now, Fred, now you talk about they say some people on that TV just can't believe Liz Kennedy's dead. Well, that's just the way I was about I just couldn't believe the depression is on. Until I got around there and got trying to buy time. And I found out then that it was on. I didn't know what to do either. Yeah. I just studied about that. I've studied about that ever since. Just lots of times I studied about it. How lucky I was there to get that place off Florida, you know. Like I did, to even make a deal. Of course, I didn't pay him no money hardly. But nevertheless, just getting that place like I did and then getting into that coal pit and made my living. Us kids, you know, all you kids.
Oh, yeah.
Kept you and all going, just how lucky I was there. There's
Lucky there.
There's men that had more money than I did ever thought about having. That was out on the shovel handle and bagging in the soup lines and everything else.
Oh, sure.
And there I was, I just stuck it out right through there for 3 or 4 years, and then we moved to McCawley. I don't know how many years. Let's see, we went to McCawley, I guess, in about 32, didn't we? I think he said it was 36.
34.
So I'm saying.
Well, that's the awfulest thing I ever seen. You see, I had all them hogs. I sold them doggone hogs, you see. Nice pigs. Stand up like this, you see. And $1.25 a piece, that's all I get for them. So 75 head for that.
What about corn and all that other stuff? You really couldn't sell that, could you?
No, you know what I got in the corn? 16 cents a bushel. I got $2.50, $2.50, around $2.50, $2.35 for cotton. If I hadn't got that coal pit, I'd have been in tough, boy. Well, the blow machine wouldn't do a thing, you see. I remember old Charlie Gendrich come over there and told me if I'd go over there, why he knows where he gets some wells before, you see. So I went over there and I got in with him and I pulled 1 or 2 wells, and I went then me and him got some more wells. Got a batch of wells off the guy there and down around Spring Hill. And went over there and ran the big outfit off of Allen. I went and ran them myself on the Allen. It was in March. And ran it there full outfit. On Houston, Winch and all. And I went down to Spring Hill and went full them wells. What are you doing? Getting ready for the bed?
I'm getting my bed ready.
Getting about that time, is it?
Yeah, it's later than me and Dad's and stuff. We go to bed about 8:30. 9.
Well, I guess they've seen everything that's on TV, haven't they?
Oh, I think so.
Wonder when they take that other thing off there. You didn't get your other thing off the back.
Yeah, that's all perfect. Yeah, the boy, he's over there.
Sometime, maybe in the morning or something, tomorrow afternoon, I'd like to do it all. I'd like to get some of your family on down before I go back, maybe tomorrow now sometime. The main thing is where the family started.
Well, Dad's first of all, his family, and I'm way down the line.
I studied about, read lots of times how hard I worked for a boy, just a boy my age. You can't kill a boy by working him, you know that?
I guess not.
No, you just can't. It may be hard on him. You think it's hard on him, but I don't know if it was or not. I've been so tired at night. I've been so start at night that I'd just go in.